What happens if you try to go for several days without any cannabis and in any form?
Wow. It's been a while since that happened. Because usually if I start getting low, I'll do the long drive to Philly, and I'll just stock up there, and to make sure I don't run out.
And if you do run out, what happens?
Well, I mean, without anything to keep my anxiety down, I'll get anxious. I guess I can get a little depressed. I'll have trouble sleeping because, like I said, I vape at night sometimes to help me wind down for sleep. If it's a really long time, I'll get headachy, I'll get, sweaty or chills or whatever.
Do you ever get aggressive?
Not really aggressive. I mean, I'll get irritable, I guess. My temper will get short, but I'm not running around screaming at people.
Are there activities you quit doing with friends, at work, with family because of your cannabis use?
This is a big thing for Lauren, actually. See, I'm totally happy, like sitting on the couch and playing video games and eating chips and just kind of relaxing. She does not like that. That's just how she is. She thinks it's like mindless and I'm like, that's the point, Lauren. Like I work, really hard all day and I want to come home and or on my off days or whatever, I want to kind of relax and not think about things. But she likes to go out. So she likes to go to nightclubs and fancy restaurants and all this stuff. And we did that a lot when she was younger, or I guess I was younger too. We were younger and we were dating and stuff. But aren't you supposed to kind of be able to stop doing that once you're married? And you're like,
So why did you quit doing those things?
I guess, if there was one big reason, there was one time where I think we moved the reservation and I didn't realize or forgot. So when it was time to go to the restaurant, I was still high, and it wasn't a huge deal to me. I didn't, but I just couldn't keep up with their conversation. I was kind of sitting there staring off into space, and they'd ask me something and I'd be like, "What?" I'm like I couldn't keep up, and it really embarrassed Lauren. But for me, it's I don't know, whatever.
Do you ever have chores that you're supposed to do and you just don't do them because you're using cannabis?
Once or twice. I think I might have mentioned already. I'll forget to pick up the kids. Somebody will have a volleyball practice or whatever, and I'll just totally blank on it. And they'll get the call and be like, "Where are you?" And I'm like, "Oh, I forgot about this entirely."
And does that make you feel bad?
Yeah, I feel bad, but it only happens on days where I'm really in pain, and I try to keep it from happening. But sometimes it's so bad or whatever, and I'll have to call Lauren and be like, "Hey, can you pick up the kids?" I can't.
And what kind of pain are you talking about?
When I was in college, I was in a motorcycle accident.
Oh.
And I was thrown completely forward, over the handlebars, and landed on my head, basically.
Oh my.
And I was in a coma for 3 days, and they thought they might have to amputate my leg.
Wow.
But they ended up not having to, thankfully. But it's still, to this day, I have a lot of left knee and lower back problems.
So when you're having all that pain, does the cannabis help?
Yeah, it's the only thing that does, actually. Ibuprofen and aspirin and stuff, that doesn't do anything for it. I guess prescription painkillers might, but I try to stay away from that stuff because I've known people who they have a surgery and they get a bottle of 18 Valium or whatever, and then that's all it takes, and they're like, "I gotta get me some more opioids." Mm-hmm. And I'm like that's scary. That stuff's addictive, and I try to stay away from it.
So what do you do if the pain gets way worse?
It doesn't often. It does sometimes, on rainy days. I guess the humidity or something, or my knee will swell up or something, or I don't know the science behind it, but there's some days.
Yeah, it does it.
Yeah, I'll just call it a wash. I'll just totally check out. I'll call into work or whatever. I'll just lay on the couch all day and try to just forget that, focus on something else. They make these really concentrated tinctures that you can put a couple drops in a drink or whatever, tea or something. Or I'll do an edible, or I don't do I try to not do brownies at all anymore after that one thing. But they make these toffees with the dosage is really, really specifically controlled. You're this toffee will have this much and not more, so I can control exactly how much I take.
Have you tried any other remedies like physical therapy?
No, I mean, I did some right after the accident, but I felt like it didn't do that much for me. Like, once I was able to use it again, like, it didn't keep getting better. It's just, it still hurts just as much.
What about activities with your friends? Have you changed how often you see your friends? Any changes?
Well, I guess now that I think about it, I don't do that much with friends anymore. I mean, like, because you get married and then you have kids, and with each thing, you have less and less time to hang out with your buddies. So yeah, I guess I don't really hang out with many friends anymore now.